everyone, Chris from Dot Dot Stamping here. I'm a little earlier today, and I hope anyone who's used to me jumping on at 11 is not going to be put out. We are having a couple of days of extremely hot and dangerous fire weather here where I live, in the southern part of New South Wales in Australia. It's the second day of 35 degree temperatures and the wind is just starting to pick up now, so it's going to be a really hot one. I've got the whole house closed up, but I've just got one window with the curtain open here so that I've got a little bit of light. So that's the main reason for getting this done nice and early, so that then I can try and stay cool for the rest of the day. Alright, so the card I'm going to make for you today is another alternative to the cards from one of the Stampin Up kits. The kit is called the Precious Parcel Card Kit, and I loved it because it's a kind of vintage look and it really appealed to me. I love vintage style cards, and that's what I'm going to make today. I'm only going to make one card today, so I'll try and keep this fairly short, but something a little different. So just turning over now and let's get started. Okay, so there we go. So this is what the cards look like that come in the kit, the Precious Parcel Card Kit. And the way that they are done, I'm not going to actually go through the cards that are in the kit. I just want to show you how they come. So they come with these card bases like this, and all you do is stick this back piece down and then fold this card over, and you've got this really cute card base that then has this one I've done. It has this little piece that goes in the pocket. It's really cute. They're really lovely, and I love them just the way they are, but as soon as I saw some of these, I just knew that I had to make some cards with them rather than, so as usual my mind went in a heap of different directions, and so I'm making a vintage card today. Alright. So what I've got here is a crumb cake card base, and my usual standard size, I've cut it at 29 by 10.5 and then scored at 14.5 centimeters. So that's my card base. I've got a piece of Pool Party cardstock. This one is 13.5 by 9.5, and that's going to be a layer there like so. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the inside of one of the envelopes. You can see it's this lovely polka dotted look, again in Pool Party. So what I've done is carefully opened the envelope, and then I've used this part, and I've already done that so that you don't have to watch me doing that part of it. And that's the next layer over that one. I've also got a piece out of the original card base that I've cut, and that one is 7 by 9. And then I've got this piece, which is one of the inserts, and I'm going to use just this part. Alright, so I'm going to start off doing some stamping. Again, I'm using crumb cake ink. Now you could use really any any stamp for this card. I chose a floral one. I decided I wanted to pick up on this lovely flower image here. So I've used a floral, I've used a big flower, and this actually comes from another kit, a different kit. This comes from the Sentimental Rose Card Kit, and I just love this image, it's gorgeous. So this is another kit. So just to confirm, the Precious Parcel Card Kit doesn't have a stamp set with it. So if you want to stamp on this one, you need to use something different. And mine comes from the Sentimental Rose Card Kit. Alright, so using some crumb cake ink, I'm going to do some tone on tone stamping. You're not going to see a lot of this because it's going to be behind the layers. But just poke out from around the edges of the layer. So just going to pop a few of those. Now I'm going to pop some onto this one as well. That's probably enough actually on that one. And while I'm stamping, I'm going to grab a piece of white for the inside, and I'm going to pop one just in the corner there. There we go. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Okay. Alright, so for now I'm just going to, actually no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to grab, there's a leaf image that goes with this one as well. I'm just going to do a couple of leaves. Alright, I'll close up the ink pad for now. I'm just going to pop the card base aside and this layer. I'm going to work on some of these other parts here. Alright, so this one here, what I've decided to do is to cut around this part. So I'm just taking that straight along these lines here. There's kind of a shadow there so that you can see, almost tells you where to cut this one. But just trying to keep it nice and rounded so that it's got a lovely natural flower look. I'm not sure about this. I might try and use that part as well, but for now, just trimming that off there. Alright, so pop that one aside and we'll see. I might use it, I might not. Okay. Alright, now with this layer here, I'm going to distress the edges. So I'm just using my paper snips and just running them around the edge really quickly. really interested to know whether you like the look of vintage cards and whether you like this distressed look. I know there's a lot of people that don't, but I think there's also a lot of people that really like this style. For me, this is one of my the things that I love is this vintage look. So I have a lot of fun doing these. Just get rid of some of that snow. My son calls it, or used to call it snow that I made. I made snow that went everywhere. Okay. Not sure which way I had that. Maybe that way. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is just a little bit of sponging around the edges again with some crumb cake ink, which looks like it needs some re-inking there, but that's okay. And just bringing a bit of colour around the edges. Not too much, I just want a little touch of that kind of old-fashioned look. Alright. Maybe a touch more. I'm going to do some around this as well. Okay, it's only a tiny amount of sponging, but it just changes the colour a little. Okay, so while I've got my ink out, I'm going to stamp my sentiment onto this lower part of that little panel there. Again, this is from the same stamp set, so this is the one from Sentimental Rose Card Kit. And I've got Thinking of You. I'm going to pop this just down on the bottom there. Alright. Now we're going to start adding some embellishments. These all came with the kit. And I've got some of these really cute little stamps that are all, they die cut, ready to use. So I'm going to use one of those. And lovely little paper clips. I'm going to use one of those as well. Alright. So just in this upper corner here, I'm going to pop the stamp, postage stamp up in that top left hand corner. The reason I'm putting it there is because I kind of want to balance the card out, and I'm going to have these flowers on this side, so we're just balancing out a little bit. Now I am going to pop the paper clip up here to hold that down, kind of on the side, like so. Alright. Now I'm going to adhere those two together, and I am going to make sure that the paper clip's got some glue on it to make sure that stays in place. So there's only a very small frame around that piece of patterned paper. And then adhering that one down as well. So centering that on your card base. Okay. So the next layer I'm going to add is, this is from the original card base, and I'm just going to pop this kind of on an angle about like that. So you can see just a little of the flowers. Okay. So this one I'm going to just add a bit of twine around. The twine does come in the kit. So I'm going to wrap it around a couple of times. And then haven't done that very well, but that's okay. Get the idea. Actually, I'm going to retie that because I need a little more this way. So the easier way to do it would be to add the bow with a separate piece, but that's okay. Alright, that's better. Okay. Okay. So we've got our little sentiment panel there, and I'm just going to pop that over. I'm going to use some dimensionals, I think, and pop that up. Okay. And just one last little finishing touch. These little gold corner pieces, again, they came in the kit. They're just stickers. I'm going to pop one down in this corner. Hopefully I can get it straight. It's not easy getting that on there straight. And maybe one in the top corner as well. There we go. So I'm quite happy with that one. I think it's completely different to what was originally in the card kit, and I've enjoyed having a play with that and putting it together. So I hope that gives you some ideas that you can use some of the elements from the card kits and do completely different things with them. So that's all for me today. I hope you have a good day and happy stamping, and thank you for joining me. See you next time.